be next. So if you could just start with an introduction, like where you work and your name and your job title. I think you're muted.
Awesome, thanks. My internet's also not great, so hopefully I'm on here the whole time.
That's all right.
My name is Nicole. I'm a visual artist and I'm an illustrator. I sell posters of my work on the internet. I do freelance, which means I make illustrations and art for other people's projects. And I recently got into writing and drawing my own graphic novels and comic books. And I'm self-employed, is what that means.
What did you do for your education leading up to your job?
I knew I wanted to do this really early. And so in high school, I took as many art classes as I could. And I did meet an illustrator when I was a little kid. And he said, all you have to do is draw 5 pictures every day. Doodles, whatever. And it's something, as long as you do it, you will get good at it. If you love to do it, just do that and it'll bring you places. And I have friends who never went to art school and they have amazing illustration careers. So I think there's a lot of options there. I did go to art school. My major was illustration and I went to a Maryland Institute of Art.
What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Because I'm self-employed, I get to design my own schedule. I happen to be a night person, so lately, for the past 2 weeks, I've been starting at 8 p.m. in my studio and finishing at 3 a.m., which is kind of a cool option to have when you do this. I've almost always worked from home. In my studio, I keep a planner and it has all my different art jobs so I can like balance like what I need to work on when. On Mondays, always, I pack my shipments for my clients, like people who order posters and stuff. I do all that like a certain day of the week. I love to be around other artists and stuff. So I set up a spot for myself where I live in a cabin, I work on art, I love nature, but I also have other cabins where I invite my artist friends to come and stay for periods of time to work on their own work. And so in that way, it kind of has become like I volunteer run like an art residency kind of, but I love the feedback of other artists. And I like the community aspect of that. And during the day we have like, there's chickens, so we have chores, we can go hiking. So yeah, it's like a nice inspirational environment. So that's nice.
What's your favorite part of your job?
I kind of love all of it. Like there's a couple things I have trouble with, but if I like, it's like, I don't think I like any part of it more than another part of the things that I like about it.
What would be your least favorite part of your job?
There are some complications like, so I rely heavily, like I spend a lot of time drawing and everything, but I also spend a lot of time on the computer and I rely heavily on Instagram to get my work out there to get an audience. And I have had problems with copyright stuff. And I know a lot of illustrators on Instagram have this problem where you're just one person, you make a drawing, a lot of people like it, and you might have like a giant company just kind of see this image, take it, put it on a t-shirt. Urban Outfitters has done this. And this happened to me with a big company in India. And they were, I don't have a lawyer, like I didn't have what they had. So I just sent them a cease and desist letter and hope for the best and made it look like I had a lawyer. And eventually they just kind of moved on and stopped making posters of my work. And I never lost customers out of it. So I just let it go. But that kind of stuff could be nerve wracking. And also when you rely a lot on shipping your own work out, there's a lot of correspondence with the post office and stuff that can get kind of annoying. And I recently had a big shipment get lost to Europe. And when you internationally ship stuff, you often have to like pay out of pocket if they lose it and the post office won't reimburse you. So there's just like those kinds of complications too, which can be tricky.
Our next question is, what drew you to this career? But I know earlier you said that you've always wanted to do this since you were little, but if there's anything else you would like to add to that?
Yeah, I think it was really looking at illustrations when I was a kid, like looking at illustrated books. Marie Sendak, I don't know, I just had some favorite illustrators and I thought, I want to do this someday.
What are some important qualities that you think someone would need to do what you do?
I really think the most important one is to just love drawing. There's something really exciting right now because of Instagram. You can be an illustrator and be any age, live in the middle of nowhere. People will see your work. It's like, and I follow other artists on Instagram who are teenagers, and they make a good living, you know, selling their art and comic books. And I just think it's an awesome time right now to be a visual, just someone who makes things visually. I think there's a lot going on there. I think if you love to draw, you just keep doing it. You know what you want to make drawings about. Like you know, you'll get an audience, you'll get good at it. I had an illustrator tell me in college that, you know, a lot of people believe, oh, I'm not really good at drawing or whatever. But, you know, the way every single person's brain interacts with their hand is unique. And there are so many different styles. Like, no matter what way you draw, no one can draw like you. And once I kind of like let that sit in, I was like, you know, it's really true. Like, there's just such a wide array of ways to communicate visually. And yeah, if you love it, you will have a great chance of succeeding.
Lastly, is there anything else you would like to share with someone who might be interested in this type of job?
Yeah, I guess it's just it's an exciting time right now for this kind of thing. I mean, there's a platform. I wish it existed when I was young. Yeah, I just think there's a lot of opportunity out there, and you really, like, again, like if you know, can do this and live anywhere, you can choose to live somewhere where like rent and land is really cheap and affordable, so you can have a lot of opportunity by making a career this way.
Well, that's all the questions we have, but I forgot to ask in the beginning if you're okay with us filming this and posting it on our page for our project.
Definitely. Oh, and if you want, my Instagram is my name, Nicole Debarber, and you can see my artwork and stuff there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye,
Bye.
Anna. Love you. Bye. I love you, Sam. Nice to meet you.